Somebody said it looked a lot like a 1950s airline logo, and I was like, I kind of see that. There's Breonna Stewart. I can't make heads or tails of what that shit's supposed to be. Asia Wilson. Okay.
After months of Nike handing out the spotlight to everyone but the WNBA's biggest star, Caitlin Clark has finally unveiled her own signature logo. And let's just say the envy across the league is blazing hotter than a Vegas summer.
So this just happened a few minutes ago, and it was a long time in the waiting. Many fans were wondering where Nike has been with any Caitlin Clark merchandise whatsoever, but developing a signature logo and a signature shoe does take time. So without further ado, here is Caitlin Clark's official Nike signature logo. There is a statement that says, Caitlin's signature logo pulls you in like her game. It features interlocking C's. Her mark is emblematic of ever-expanding range.
Aja Wilson might have believed she was Nike's top queen, locked in with her own shoe deal. But then came Caitlin Clark, snagging something even bigger. Not just a logo, but a money-making, culture-shifting brand stamp that's taking over the internet. Now, the jealousy is pouring out. The comment sections are on fire, and Aja's bitterness could rival the Dead Sea itself.
I've been telling y'all to stay patient. I've been telling y'all that Nike takes their time, that Asia Wilson's shoe deal was 2 years in the making, that Paige Beckers had PEs, not her own signature shoe, and that Caitlin Clark's was 100% coming. And people kept saying, oh, Nike fumbled the bag with Caitlin. It has to get out there. Nike fumbled the bag. No, they didn't. It takes time. She's got to develop a whole freaking product line. But they just announced, breaking news right now, we have a logo. That is the official Caitlin Clark Nike logo. And it's not just that. I mean, this is cool. Nike has just announced that a signature product line will be dropping soon, with signature shoes coming in 2026. Now, this is going to be her logo for all of her Nike stuff that is Caitlin Clark official stuff, just like we have the Asia Wilson line, where she has her logo on all of it.
Nike just dropped Caitlin Clark's official logo, and it feels like the brand finally woke up to who truly runs women's basketball. Those interlocking C's aren't just a design, they're a statement, a shot fired at everyone who thought they could sideline Caitlin while propping up players with half her star power.
All right, subtle commercial, nothing too crazy, no big bang. But here we go, folks. If we look at this right here, this is the Easter egg I'm talking about. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 billboards. 8 billboards. October, December, November, January, February, March, April, May, the start of the WNBA season. Is that when these shoes are gonna drop? Is that when these shoes are gonna drop in May? We know that come October, we're gonna get some merchandise, we're gonna get some apparel, but the shoes, they said, coming soon in 2026. How soon? May 2026.
The player who brought women's basketball into the spotlight, packing arenas night after night like it's a sold-out concert, has finally been given a logo worthy of her star power. And Aja Wilson, she's not handling it well at all.
So a lot of people spend a lot of time and money and resources to be able to have an opportunity to come watch this team play or come watch me play. And, I certainly understand that. And I try to make as much time as I can to sign an autograph, because that can really impact somebody's life. I mean, who knows, maybe they're going to put that up in their room and look at it every single day and have something to dream about and something, that they want to be one day. And, being able to do that and take, like I said, 10 seconds, like it's the little things that really go a long way that impact young kids. So it's not something I take lightly at all.
Don't forget to subscribe, because what Nike just dropped isn't just a logo, it's a cultural shockwave. The moment those interlocking C's hit the internet, the demand was so insane that Nike's servers couldn't keep up. That navy and gold shirt, released on September 1st, didn't just sell, it crashed the entire site within minutes.
Celebrate her logo debut with this soft cotton logo tee. And what's interesting about this design? It does look like they are interlocked, but if you kind of squint your eyes, it also kind of looks like a very dimensional one C in front of the other one. I don't know if that's just me. According to Nike, the shirt is available, but it's not available just yet. But you can be notified for when it does go on sale. I can only imagine it's going to get sold out.
We're talking demand so wild it made Jordan drops look like discount bin sales. Within just hours, analysts were already projecting Caitlin Clark's signature shoe line could rake in between $100 and $150 million for Nike when it hits in 2026. And right on cue, Aja Wilson pops out of her championship bubble crying, "Where's my logo? What about my cultural impact? I'm a 3-time MVP." The same old script we've been hearing since Caitlin first touched the pro floor. But here's the truth they don't want to face. Caitlin Clark is the face of women's basketball, and Nike finally had the guts to market her exactly like the superstar she is.
And a lot of people have been getting on Nike because they don't feel like they have been promoting Caitlin as much as they should. But I will say we have to give credit where credit is due. I feel like in the past month or so, they have been tweeting about Caitlin more. And then obviously with this shoe release, they made this super sick commercial to promote it. And of course, just today, Caitlin Clark's new Kobe PE shoe sold out in less than a minute. And I saw so many tweets about this, so many people who were so sad that they missed out on this shoe. I saw that there was this one Dick's store and people were lined up around the corner, like camping out, trying to get the shoe. I also heard that Nike stocked about 14,000 of these, and that is an unconfirmed report, but they sold out in less than a minute. If that's any indication of what a Caitlin Clark signature shoe will do, I think Nike better continue to get on it and get ready to launch this brand for Caitlin.
Here's the part that really stings. Aja Wilson has been with Nike since 2018, 6 long years, and only in 2024 did she finally get a signature shoe. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, she scored a full logo deal in year 1. Wilson's A1 sneaker, the one she's been pushing non-stop, barely made a ripple compared to the tidal wave Caitlin's logo created in a single day. Wilson's shoe launch came and went with a whisper, while Clark's logo reveal lit up the internet and literally crashed Nike's site.
I lost all respect for Aja Wilson. I don't want to hear her opinions. I don't care what she has to say from this point on. When you keep a Nike deal 2 years in secret while you're spewing all that crazy stuff about Caitlin Clark in the Time magazine, read it. Read what she said in the Time magazine. Yet you had a Nike deal the whole entire time?
The critics can't stand it, but Nike finally admitted what the numbers have been shouting for over a year. Caitlin Clark is the engine driving the WNBA to heights it hasn't seen in nearly a quarter century. Last season averaged 657,000 viewers a game, and 19 of the 22 matchups that broke 1 million, they featured Caitlin and the Indiana Fever. She didn't just move the needle, she snapped it clean off and launched it into orbit. Yet Aja Wilson keeps demanding the same spotlight, even though her games barely make a dent on the cultural radar. And the conversation turned toxic fast, with people twisting it into everything but the obvious truth: business. Wilson was busy soaking up praise from teammates and coaches, all while quietly securing a 6-year Nike extension behind the scenes. The cryptic tweets, the subtle shade, the victim routine, it was drama by design, a distraction meant to steal the shine from the one player who's actually earned it.
Years, Aja Wilson truly co-created her new A1 signature basketball shoe and collection to ensure every detail is authentic to her and her community.
And guess who's speaking there? Good old Cheryl Swoops, who's part of Nike and knew the whole time too. So Cheryl Swoops spewing all that crap about Caitlin Clark. Yeah, you knew that Aja Wilson's going to be coming out with a shoe deal, with a collection and everything.
Let's talk about the real issue that's got Aja Wilson so worked up. For months, she's had to sit back and watch Caitlin Clark dominate every headline, even while sidelined with injuries. Clark hasn't needed to touch the court to keep stacking brand deals, unveiling her own logo, and being crowned as Nike's centerpiece. Wilson can collect MVPs and championships, but she still can't spark the cultural frenzy Caitlin generates simply by showing up. And that's what stings the most, the reminder that talent doesn't always equal marketability. Nike's treatment of Clark flips the script Wilson thought she understood about WNBA hierarchy. She assumed trophies automatically made you the face of the league. But Nike handed Caitlin a clean, powerful, instantly iconic logo, while Wilson was left with a glittery, forgettable design that looks more like an arts and crafts project than a brand identity. The difference is brutal. Clark's mark screams superstar. Wilson's barely whispers afterthought.
So somebody said it looked like Chanel. I said it looked like Gucci. Gucci, but whatever it is a luxury sports brand. I can't think of very many luxury sports brands. Guys, yeah, do you like, I'm a fashion guy. And I understand what Nike is doing. Nike is trying to get into the luxury brand style, the luxury department style, almost a little bit getting out of sporting. If they successfully do this has never been done. Never.
Nike has finally made the pivot, and now they're betting everything on their biggest star. That logo isn't just a piece of branding, it's proof that Nike understands exactly what they've got in Caitlin Clark. She's not just another Wnba player to check off the roster, she's a cultural force pulling in everyone. Families, kids, men who never gave women's basketball a look, and casual fans who suddenly can't get enough. She's expanding the reach of the entire sport. The logo ties Clark directly into Nike's legendary lineage, and it feels real, not forced. She's been loyal to the brand since college, calling it her basketball home back in 2022. So when Nike rolled out those interlocking C's, it wasn't just corporate hype, it was authentic. And with her first signature shoe set for a 2026 release, industry insiders are already projecting it could pull in $100 to $150 million, smashing every women's sports marketing record in sight. Compare that to Wilson's A1 shoe launch earlier this year. It landed with polite claps at best. Meanwhile, Clark's brand is gearing up to rewrite the entire playbook.
I think one of the reasons Nike's stock is dropping is how badly they dropped the ball with the female phenom, A'ja Wilson. I think one of their experts should have had more foresight about her trajectory into being the best women's basketball player in the world, and they should have given her a signature shoe probably 2 years ago. Regardless of the sudden burst of media interest in the WNBA, thanks to the likes of Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, A'ja is a proven winner and one of the brightest spots in all of basketball. The fact that A'ja's shoe deal emerged into the media after Caitlin's deal was already publicized gives reactionary vibes instead of...
Caitlin Clark's $28 million 8-year Nike deal is already looking like the steal of the century. Insiders admit Nike won't earn that money back through shoe sales alone. This is about branding, about being tied to the most magnetic athlete in women's sports. Meanwhile, A'ja Wilson's 6-year extension is being hyped as one of the richest deals in the game. But notice what's missing. No talk of cultural impact, no jaw-dropping revenue forecasts, and the numbers don't lie. When Caitlin's Kobe player exclusives dropped, they vanished in 5 minutes and started flipping for double retail. Her logo t-shirt launch, it broke Nike's website and pulled more traffic than most signature sneakers ever do. Wilson's shoe drops, on the other hand, barely cause a ripple online. The verdict is in, and the marketplace has already crowned its queen.
Caitlin Clark signature shoe sold out in minutes. It was here, and then it was gone. Poof. It reminds me of Mike Tyson back in the days. Don't go to the bathroom or the fight is over. You go, girl.
A'ja Wilson's issue isn't talent, she's undeniably elite. The problem is, she genuinely believes skill alone should translate to cultural dominance. She can't wrap her head around why a player sidelined for half the season still creates more buzz than her unanimous MVP campaign. She doesn't get why Nike handed Caitlin Clark the signature treatment she's been chasing for 6 years. The cognitive dissonance is eating her alive. Before Caitlin arrived, the WNBA hadn't seen a 7-figure TV audience in 16 years. Now, it's routine. Her games average 1.09 million viewers compared to 414,000 for non-Clark matchups. Road attendance jumps 87% when she shows up. Wilson's games move numbers, sure, but they don't cause the seismic shifts Clark does just by existing. What really gnaws at Wilson is seeing Caitlin achieve from the bench what Wilson couldn't accomplish even with 3 MVP trophies. Injured and off the court, Clark is landing massive endorsements, unveiling her own logo and dominating every sports marketing conversation. Suddenly, Wilson's rings and personal accolades feel small next to the cultural earthquake that is Caitlin Clark.
It's about time, Nike. Y'all have taken long enough. It should not have taken this long for you guys to get this stuff together. I don't know what the holdup was. Actually, I do believe I know what the holdup was. Y'all didn't want a bunch of people hating and mad and all that. I know. I'm ready for this merch to drop. Cannot wait. The Caitlin Clark merch is going to be absolutely fire. The sneakers are going to be off the...
Nike's push behind Caitlin Clark's signature collection is a game changer for women's basketball at the product level. In the WNBA's 28-year history, only 12 women have ever received signature sneakers. By giving Clark this treatment, Nike is placing her among elite company, while Wilson struggles to drum up excitement for her own line. The difference is impossible to ignore. Nike isn't just slotting Clark alongside other athletes, they're building her up as a standalone superstar. This isn't tokenism, it's genuine recognition that female athletes can be primary draws who drive real business, and the numbers are brutal for Wilson's ego. Clark's logo reveal generated more social media engagement than Wilson's entire MVP season. Projections for Clark's signature merchandise dwarf anything Wilson could hope to achieve. In terms of cultural impact, the gap isn't close. Caitlin Clark is operating in a league of her own.
I really don't understand the need to lie. So there's a hype that A'ja Wilson's shoes sold out in 5 minutes. I did some more fact checking. They only had 3,000 shoes, right? They're actually going to restock the shoe in 2 days on May 8th. Those are the facts. So the shoes aren't technically sold out. What they did was they put phase 1 of shoes to see if they sold. People bought it. And they're going to have another phase 2 on May 8th. So they're not technically sold out. Like, why people lie, bro? And I don't know who bought them.
While A'ja Wilson keeps trying and failing to downplay Caitlin Clark's influence, Nike is cashing in on the most marketable athlete in women's sports. That logo wasn't just Nike saying, "We get it now." It was them admitting what everyone else already knew. They hit the jackpot with Caitlin Clark, and it's time to treat her like the superstar she is. Wilson can hang on to her MVPs and championship rings, but Caitlin Clark holds something far more powerful: the ability to move markets, crash websites, and redefine the possibilities in women's sports marketing. That logo? It was Nike finally acknowledging they backed the right athlete. Wilson's jealousy is predictable. She's watching someone else live the superstar dream she assumed was hers. But Clark's logo isn't just a brand, it's a statement. The future of the WNBA has arrived, and it doesn't revolve around A'ja Wilson's ego.